It is now showtime. We're live. Thank you for joining us on another edition of the Red Pill Diary. And I'm back with my co host from time to time, former CIA analyst Larry Johnson. How is it going today, Larry?
I'm back. The ultimate has been.
Larry, it seems like everything that could go wrong is going wrong for Trump and the American empire. I was reading an article by I think it was Reuters when they were saying that the United States tungsten supply is down because of the missiles fired, and they need tungsten inside of the missiles. China put a restrictions on tungstens and rare earths also. And then I was reading an article on Axios where Max Mattis said that he was delivering a harsh statement and assessment on the Iranian war, and there was an article on I forget what is it? I forget Forbes. Could it be Forbes? Well, anyway, they were talking about the United States is insolvent financially.
Mhm.
So if all of those things are building up, how can America continue to prosecute and persecute this war by deploying more troops over there and weapons? It costs money. It,
Yeah.
it costs time.
Hey, we got mom and dad's credit card. We're just going to keep running up the bill and hope they pay it. I mean, that is that our deficit spending is just out of control. So, $39 trillion now, up from 30. When Trump took office, I think it was like 36.5, 37 trillion. So he's added $2 trillion in less than a year and a half. Way to go. And plus, continues to contribute to rising gas prices. And he's just, and let me check, he was just television lying his ass off and claiming that, oh yeah, there's we got to try to allow, at least create the impression that the Strait of Hormuz is open. Now,
this is the Limo One Plus.
I think the Iranians will have a lot to say about that, but that's why Trump said he's given them 5 days when he said that yesterday, because Friday, fifth day is the day that Marine Corps, the MEU, the Marine Expeditionary Unit, arrives in the area. And I don't know if they're planning to use them as a diversion or if they're actually planning to use them as reinforcements. So they're going to try to put enough troops on the island. See, the thing U.S. planners haven't learned the lessons of the war in Ukraine. The war in Ukraine has shown that if you start massing groups of forces, if you get like 500 guys together in an area, they're going to get killed by drones. So you got to scatter their asses out, or else they are in big trouble. And that's what, the United States is going to run into some serious opposition here, I believe. Unless they've absolutely decimated Iran's ability to retaliate. But so far, we're seeing over the last 5 days, Iran's increased its rate of missile fires into Israel. Formerly, they're going after U.S. bases. They basically sort of put a hurt on all the U.S. bases in the Persian Gulf.
I saw this article where the IRGC said, and I'm seeing it says Israeli shelters are legitimate targets if Iran's residential areas are attacked from now on.
Yeah.
So we know that the U.S. and Israel have been targeting civilian infrastructure. Now the IRGC has said, now if this continues, there won't just be a toll on our side. There'll be a toll on your side also. What do you have to say about that, Larry?
Yeah, no, Iran's been very clear. They've got a basic doctrine of eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, but it's also selectively applied. Their desalinization plant was hit last week, 2 weeks ago, but instead of retaliating, they didn't, because they recognized it would cause great harm to the populations of the Gulf countries. So for now, they've held off on doing that. So they've been careful in how they respond They've had schools and hospitals hit by Israel, but they've not turned around and gone after schools and hospitals in Israel. Iran really operates according to a higher ethical and spiritual standard. Iran really operates according to a higher ethical and spiritual standard.
Everybody, please hit the like button. We have a few more minutes with Larry. Hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, think about subscribing. Larry, now we're talking about the deployment of U.S. troops to the region to try to seize the islands. We've heard that Ansar Allah said that if something like this take place, they were going to shut down the Red Sea. So now you'll have Iran hidden as far as the Indian Ocean, the Gulf of Oman, the Arabian Gulf, the Strait of Hormuz. You'll have the Red Sea. This will shut down shipping lanes and cause a economic crisis globally, because not only are we talking about oil and gas, but we're talking about fertilizer. And most, do you think they're thinking about that?
No. Why would you think that they would? I mean, tell me what payment, and two, can you make the monthly payment? So you're pretty smarter than him, by God, and so he knows everything. So, I mean, you got nothing to teach him, because he's the smartest. Where I think it's going to go up dramatically.
Will that push riots or protests across the United States against the government?
It might, but Americans so far, you need only ask.
I appreciate it.
I'll start singing James Taylor's "You Got a Friend."
Larry is off the chain. You guys, sometimes behind closed doors, before we get on the air, Larry will have me dying laughing about certain things. And Larry also gives me some information, because he was the one who called the situation. I'm almost, Larry, I mean, you had it to like a 2-week span of what you thought was going to happen, and it happened like that. So yeah. I appreciate that from behind closed doors. Thank you so much, Larry. I'll send you the video in a few minutes.
All right, brother. Later. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. Everybody, listen, I want you to hit the like button. Think about subscribing. We don't have to agree on everything, but let's be agreeable to disagree. We are adults. Join us back here at 7:30. I think we'll have, from Canada Live, Professor Salim Mansour on the show. I told you we're giving you a triple header. We just did one with European journalist and analyst Everest Bartolo, today. So we're giving you that, and tomorrow we'll have another guest on, and Friday we'll have a guest on, and I got some surprises for you guys coming up again. And this week we're going to have a channel member stream and a Patreon stream, and Patreon article will be dropping this week too. Thank you so much for joining me on the most powerful platform for truth on God's green earth. As I often say, do right by others, not because there's some material gain to be had or some accolades to have. Do right by others because it's the right, the humane, and the godly thing to do. Because even when no one else is watching you, remember that God Almighty is watching you. As my late, great, and beautiful mother would always say, God sits high on the throne of power, but he looks low at the actions of man. Know that I love each and every one of you who loves truth, but know that the love that I have for you will always pale in comparison to the love that God has for you. Until we next speak again, stay strong, stay true, but above all things, remember to stay righteous, because righteousness is the only thing that's going to get you out of here. Hey, mama, your baby boy loves you more than life. Thank you, everybody.